Hello, my name is Elijah Bonze. I'm the CTO and co-founder of Rezora, and today I'm going to show you how you can take advantage of Rezora for your dining. This is a quick demo, 15 to 20 minutes, and it's going to show you everything about Rezora and how you can use it for your daily operations at your dining. Let's get into it. As an admin, you see your overview page, your reserved tables, your current reservations for the day, and the earnings for this month. And then you get to see your performance in terms of your revenue compared with your reservations. And these are all the other pages that Rezora offers for you to manage your bookings, manage your staffs, manage guest information, your your whole ecosystem of your dining, right? So your table plans, events or shows, menus, payments, transactions. I'm going to explain everything as we go on. So first, let's take a look at the reservations. So this is the reservations page. It shows you a list of all your reservations. It gives you the option to quickly check in a reservation. So when a user comes with a reference ID, you can just check in the user, type in the reference ID, search for it, and then you can check in the user. But in the case where they come with QR code, all you just gotta do is sign the QR code and it takes you to the page where you can check them in. So for now, I'm just gonna make a reservation. This is what they see when they are making a reservation with you. They can select the dates, say 12, select the time suitable, 7 p.m. Number of guests, one. Then go to plans. So these are the available table plans based on your dining. So by default, Rezora gives you a default standard plan that you can set the amounts. You can set the amounts to the. So let me just quickly pop back to the dining dashboard and show you the available plans. So these are the standard. This is standard and the dining that you see here. Standard and dining. So you can see this one is 20,000 naira. The standard is a default plan from Rezora and it applies to all table types. So it is not specific to a particular table type, unlike this dining that is specific to just one table type. And so if a user selects this, it means that the system can pick a table from any available table type. That is how it works. So just gonna complete reservation, continue summary, and complete reservation. Success. And that's it. So this is the QR code that they can come with, or they can come with a reference ID that you'd be able to just check them in. So if I go to back to the reservation, so you can see the reservation here. VIP1 was selected by the system, and this is the plan standard, the dates that it was reserved on, and the dates that you expected to come, the date and time. So if I click it now to give me more information, the number of guests, the payment details, the deposit, operating fee, which is zero because Rezora is free. The net what comes into your account is 20,000 naira, and then this is the guest information, the email, the phone number, and you also have activities, which is like your booking payments, the first activity, and more activities that takes place will be recorded here. So this is the check-in date and time. The status is depending, and you have your message here where message the you can message the guest via email. So that's pretty much it. And of course, if you have some unforeseen circumstances and you want to cancel, you can easily request cancellation. There's a policy to that, but you can request cancellation and the user can cancel. All right, so that is it for making reservations and doing reservations. And obviously, this is the confirmation ID. That's the which is also known as the reference ID. So you can if the user comes with the reference ID and you want to do a quick check-in, you can just put in the reference ID, search for it, and it will bring out the details of that particular reservation. You see the check-in, see the deposit that was made, you see the name, the table, and then you can easily just check in the user. I'm not going to do that in this case now because it's not the time yet, it's not Monday yet. So also if you go to calendar, say you want to see that booking, so I just selected for months to see the whole month. So you can see this is it, Monday, January 12th. So if you can see more information here, so click on it and it will give it to me just the whole day. You can filter by pending, you can filter by confirmed, you can filter by check-ins, you can filter by active guests. So that is how the reservation management works. And before we run that off, the tables, we can just quickly look at tables. Depending on when you're signing up, when you're onboarding, you're gonna have to put in your table types, the kind of tables that you have, the number of tables, the number of seats per tables. So all of those information you're gonna have to put that in. But in our case here, we have two table types. We have the VIP and then we have the regular. And in regular, when you click on regular, you can see different the whole tables, the different tables that are available for regular 1 down to 10. So you can give it, like you have special names, you can just change the name here. Also, you can mark the availability of your table. Say the table is currently not available for that particular day. The table is being fixed, or something is going on with that table. You can set that, and then when you create a new table, a new regular table. Say you're doing some renovations and you created new tables for that are for regular table types. So you can just add the table here. And the thing about table types is very simple. It's you can make it special. Table types, you can make table types of special, unique way of identifying uh, where you want your guests to go. But it is very important that the details are accurate. So most cases in most restaurants, what they do is they just tell you this is table for four, right? And then they specify that there are four seats there, and then the number of tables five. So you have four, you have five tables that can contain four people, let's say within the same vicinity. Right? You say table for four outside. You can actually be more specific if you want to, but it is important that the details are correct because this is how the system would calculate the number of guests that are coming and then give them a befitting table. Yeah. So also you have your plans here. I've talked about this, and like I said, you can edit the amounts to this one. In this case, is per person. Say I want to reduce this to just 20,000 naira per person. And this one only applies to VIP, so I can just save changes. And now the dining is 20,000 naira per person. So if you're hosting an event or a show and you want to handle ticket sales, you don't have to use another application for that. You can just use Rezora for free. So quickly come to this events page, click on add events, say we want to call this Valentine special, put in the event's name, the dates, that'll be February 14th, time says 6 p.m. Okay, yes, 2026. That as an image. Just gonna use a sample. Then put in description. Then the ticket plans. So in case we want to have different ticket plans, regular. It's a regular, say 5,000. And then if you want it to be free, you can just leave it at zero. But in this case, I just want to leave it at 5,000. Maximum people per ticket, say, because it's a couple nights, so you can just put it two per ticket. Maximum tickets available. So let's say you have 100 tickets, you're going to be selling out 100 tickets, and which table, and then this is which table does this ticket plan applies to. In this case, I'm just going to say regular. Uh, I can add another plan, say VIP, set this to 50,000, say six people per ticket. Then let's say there are only just one ticket available for this because there's just one table for VIP. Select that and click create event. So the event is created and you can see max attendance, max tickets available, time special. So ticket sales is zero, max attendance 206, max tickets 101 status and then that. Now you can just share these events. You have a QR code. You can post on your banners for people to scan, uh, buy tickets. Or you can just share directly to WhatsApp, email, Facebook, Twitter. Some of the things that I'd like to show you, which is the menus. The menu, in this case, I have about 20 items in my menu, uh, and I can view the menu. And see share menu with a QR code. So say you want to have a QR code on your tables for your guests to easily scan and see your menu. This is where you can use. So say I want to add a new menu, I can select a category, say this is drinks, set, put in the name, the price, and then the description. In the case where you are doing this for the first time, you'd want to use a CSV file, so you can just select multiple items and then they will be uploaded together. You select the CSV file, it should be in name, price, and description. And once you select it, it will be listed out, and then you can just simply click create menu, and that's it. And then the next thing you'd want to see is the payments, which is the part of the reservation management. So these payments is basically all all your bookings, all your events, and then the money that comes through these events or reservation, that is payment. Transactions on the other hand, it's because when you create your account, a paystack account is created for you. So every money that goes through that your account shows up here. So this gives you everything in details, the exact amount the user paid, the fee that paystack collected because Rezora does not collect anything, and then the amount that you're going to receive in your bank accounts. And then the settlement shows you all the payments that have been made to your bank account by Paystack. So that is how it works. In this page, this is the staffs page where you have all your staffs. And as you can see, we have two staffs. This is me. And then this is one other staff, John Doe, who is also an admin. So in case your own case is not an admin, so let's say John Doe can actually be a manager, and then you can actually give John Doe the admin role. But if John Doe is a receptionist or a front desk staff, you can just put in receptionist. Or if John Doe is just a waitress, doesn't need to doesn't need to have access to everything, or most things in your system, you can just set John Doe as order and then save changes. In this case, I want to just leave it as receptionist and save. Now, when you're creating a new staff, and when you're creating a new staff, you put in the name, put in the email, and then the role. Like I just explained, admin is for someone that you want to have full access to everything on your dashboard, everything. Receptionist, most dinings do not have receptionists, but they do have front desk staffs. So if you have a front desk staff, those people that are in charge of checking in guests to their tables, to their reserved tables, you can actually, let's say supervisors, you can actually set them as receptionists. Yes, it's just a role, an app role. The positions like supervisor or manager or front desk staff or waitress, those will come later. I'm going to show you that one, but this is just for the app. This is just for the app. And then other actually means that this particular staff would not have access to any sensitive information like guest information, reservation information. The staff is not going to have access to any of that. He's just going to have access to his own profile, his own staff management, and his rotations, his sheets. That is the purpose of the order, for you to just come and see your rotations, see your shifts. Yeah. So we already have two staffs. That's beautiful. And if you want to update, like I'm showing you, if you want to update the role, if you want to update the schedule. So this is where you set the rotation pattern. So in this case, let's say I want to set John Doe to have 1 day on, 1 day off, starting from today. That's the new rotation pattern. I just save changes and then John Doe has a 1 day on and a 1 day off. Now, say for example, John Doe comes to me and says, um, I'm going for a wedding on Saturday, my sister's wedding. You can set it on Friday and Saturday. John Doe is not going to be available. So this is for you to override specific dates. So irrespective of the rotation, this specific date will be marked as unavailable for John Doe. So I'm going to save changes, and that's for that. Now, also you also have the option to deactivate a staff if you want to. You can deactivate a staff. Now, when you go to staff rotations, this is the whole rotations, your whole rotations. You can see the week, it gives you in week, so you can go to week of January 11th, which is from next week, Sunday, week of January 18th from the upper one. So in this case, week of January 4th, we start from Sunday down to Friday, until this Friday. Saturday, because John Doe is on today, John Doe is going to be off tomorrow, Saturday, because remember he has a 1 day on and 1 day off. And then this gives you your total staffs that are available for the day, total staffs, the ones that are available for today, the ones that are off today, and then your coverage rates. So say for tomorrow, you can see the available for tomorrow, Saturday, January 10, 2026, it's just one. One person is off as well, and the coverage rate is 50%. So this is how you can manage your whole time flow, yeah, in your dining. So you can mark this particular staff as unavailable, which is myself. I can mark it as unavailable. And then also I can view the ones that are unavailable. So for today, John Doe is the one that is unavailable. Say, I don't know the one that is unavailable by heart, so I can just select this and see which one is unavailable, and then switch back to available. Say that. So, and then you can also see it in month. So rather than just day, you can see the month. So one staff here, two staff, one staff, two staff. It just keeps going. One day on, one day off, one day on, one day off for John Doe. So that's how it works. And then you can see for Friday and Saturday, irrespective of the on and off, because we set that on Friday and Saturday, John Doe is going to be unavailable because of his sister's wedding, right? So that is how it works for staff rotations. And now for staff shift is a little bit different. So for staff shift, you have to actually create positions. There's no position has been created. This is the staff settings to set up positions for your business. So you go to the staff settings. Now this is where you to create positions. Now Rezora is flexible enough to let you create positions that are based on the structure of your business. So say you have a front desk one staff. So front desk, you can just say front desk one. Say you have two front desk, two staffs that are always going to be at the front desk. So you can say front desk one. Department, say reception. The shifts per day, say one. You can put in a description, create it. Once that is created, you create the shift as well. So you can say day shifts, start time. The time to start is 3 p.m. and then the end time is 4:30 a.m. Alright, I create that. So now you have a front desk one position. Now because you always have two staffs that are always going to be at at the front desk. What you just need to do is to create a front desk two. But you don't have to, create it from scratch. You can just duplicate it here, and then you have front desk one, and you change this name to two. Oh, that was one, so let's try two. So two, and then you have front desk one, and you have front desk two. That's it. So just front desk one, front desk two. That's the only positions that you have in business. You can create multiple. So I'm going to go back to the position to the staffs and then assign a position to this John Doe. So John Doe is for front desk one, and then let's say I assign myself for front desk two. That's it. Front desk one, front desk two, and then when you go back to staff shifts, you can see day shifts. Because you have just one shift, you might not actually require the staff shift in detail, but you're going to need the attendance. So in this day shift for January 9th, 2026, who's going to be operating this? John Doe. So you assign it to John Doe because John Doe is the front desk one guy. Is one of them. Right? So also our front desk two. Who you want to assign this to? Rajabon is the guy there. So January 10th, front desk two, you can do the same thing. January 11th, like I said, you might not actually require this because you don't have a lot of staff shifts, but for businesses like hotels that have multiple shifts, this is what they usually use. But in your case, say you want to use it to mark attendance, you don't even have to assign shifts. You can just go straight to marking attendance, select the shifts, day shifts, say Jando, marking attendance for Friday, January 9th, 2026, 11:58 a.m. Market attendance. That's it. Say you don't actually have, a point of sale right now that you're currently using, and you want an inventory, or your point of sale is localized, and you can actually be in Russia or be in United Kingdom as the owner of the business and be able to see all of your inventory in real time, you can use Rezora. Now, Rezora is working on advancing our inventory to become, you know, your own point of sale, right? In terms of printing out receipts, all of those goodies, we're gonna have that in this year. But this is what we have, right? It is a very it's a very small step, but it is a step nonetheless. So you want to add inventory, you can put in the inventory name, the quantity that you bought, the wholesale price, and then the retail price where you're selling it at. So in this case, you can see ace of spade quantity stock 6, quantity left 1, quantity sold 5, number of restocks. You've restocked 4 times, the retail price 120,000 there. And then if I click on it, you see gives me more information, and then you see the updates. These are the activities. So the first time says recorded, sold 2 items, inventory stock, added 1 item, and then you can see in this case quantity reduced, removed 1 item, reason there was an error. So you also see the staff that is making those changes. Then you want to reduce quantity, you want to update or restock, you want to mark sales. So if your staff wants to mark a sale, they can just in their own account, right, using their phone, wherever they are, they can just mark the sale, and that's it. You see your profit summary from the last stock, see your quantity stock, retail price. Like I said, it is a very small step for those that don't currently have point of sale. So we're saying you don't have to get a software for that now, right? But eventually we're going to make it more advanced such that you can become your own point of sale, right? Because one try as much as possible to give you everything that you need to operate your business daily, digitally. All right, thank you very much for watching. I think I've covered most part of it. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.